This was a bit of a trick, I thought, quite frankly, on reflection. Although at that time I didn't know that. I came to know this later, when I declined. This was not a resignation, this was just declining to accept the appointment. I didn't know this because, as a matter of fact, it was all slightly appeared to be cooked up because the search committee of which we were members, and we were supposed to be the chaps who searched for people and got them as Lokpal. We were all apparently constrained by some government rule which said that they'll only appoint those whom government have already vetted and whose applications have been received, so you couldn't go outside. The selection committee had the right to choose from outside, but not the search committee. That, I think, was a bit of a trick in retrospect, and that shouldn't have been done. It lowered the bar, things. I suppose they were not very clear whether they would win the election, and so they said, well, let's at least leave a few minefields, mines and minefields. Lokpal can't be chosen like this, quite frankly. That's my view. Look, there can only be 2 or 3 people, important people at the top, leader of opposition, prime minister, if necessary, president or somebody can just say, all right, X, Y, and Z, and you can't do it in this selection process, application.
And write a 200-word essay on why you are the best candidate.
Of course, I am the best. I am the best. Everybody will go on saying that.
For an undergraduate scholarship.
Yeah, but that's no way. Although, in England they advertise the post of Chief Justice. Do you know that? Amazing. The Lord Chief Justice post is advertised. But it won't suit us. It definitely won't suit us. With our castes and creeds and all sorts of problems, it just doesn't. It has to be done in a slightly undemocratic manner. Everything can't be done very democratically. The highest thing in the land, I mean, the man can, the Lokpal, there are people who almost oversee the Chief Justice, oversee the President and so on, and Prime Minister. Can't have people applying for post of Prime Minister. Where have you ever heard of that? I mean, he has to be elected.
But then how do you form your panel?
Beg your pardon?
How do you form
Why do you want a panel? I mean, it's absurd. I don't want a panel. I don't think there should be a panel and picking. That's why I said everything can't be democratic. Everything can't be
So then how do you decide?
I mean, it's an Hobson's choice. Well, if you don't like the chaps who have been nominated by those who should be in a position to know whom to nominate, then I'm afraid your country's governance is a bit of a flop. You won't be able to do anything if you can't pick the right people. 2 or 3 or 4. I mean,
no, so there should be a panel of 3 or 4 people.
No, I'm saying the Lokpal. You are saying now search. I'm talking of the search committee.
Okay.
I'm not saying one person.
I'm talking about the Lokpal.
No, of course the Lokpal can be 2, 3. Yes, there's no difficulty.